All right, good morning. We are RadioKair. We're based here in Humble, Texas. We invite people in for Meet the Merchant. We invite small businesses in to showcase what they do and how they impact our community and what services they provide to our wonderful group of neighbors. Today, we are starting some segments that are going to focus around our veteran-owned businesses. And I have the opportunity to interview and interact with a young man that is a former veteran. So thank you very much for your service.
You're welcome.
And then second, I get the opportunity to showcase that in the best light we can to make sure that we do our due diligence and our work to showcase these veterans. They sacrificed a ton, right? They, like me and Wes were just talking about, and we know they got shot at, right, for little dollars. They did things and saw things and interacted in ways that most of us in corporate America haven't had the opportunity to do. So this is our turn, RadioKair's turn, to spend a little bit of its time showcasing their business in an effort to give them exposure to our community, give our community exposure to their company, and go forward and move on and make sure that they have the right light shed on what they do. So I have the opportunity to discuss with Mr. Wesley Wood from Militia Protection, one of many brands that he's going to discuss today, but how he started was Militia Protection. I'll let him talk about that. So first off, Mr. Wood, welcome.
Thank you.
Yep. And please give us a little bit about you, your family, how long you've been in Houston, where you came from, all those things, and what brought you to sit in front of us today.
Okay. So I'm born and raised Houston, Texas. I'm 39 years old. I have a wonderful family, fiance, 20-year-old daughter, 5-month-old son, and a three-year-old stepchild. That I'm very proud of, and all of them. The only time I moved away from Houston was when I joined the military, stationed at Fort Stewart, Georgia. And when I got medically retired, I moved back home. After getting discharged, I found the home security industry, viewed it as a way of still protecting people away from the military service, and I dove right into it. It feels more like home.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, so you took the experiences and what your why, what called you to the military, right? It sounds like your why a lot was, protecting the homeland, protecting your neighbors, however you could. And now your why is, how can I continue that in our current environment, and how can I service community? Is that accurate?
Pretty close to being accurate, yes, sir. It's the one thing I looked at was there was no better way to be a better father than to make sure that the country she grew up in, was free. Yeah. Obviously I didn't have my 3-year-old stepchild and my 5-month-old son back then, but I did have my oldest daughter, and you can't view it any better way than that.
And what branch of the military did you serve?
Army.
U.S. Army. All right.
Yes, sir. Infantry.
All right. Perfect. So we talked a little bit in the lead up to this about the name, the brand, what you are. I wanted you to give your brand name again, and then it's kind of a cool story of how you came up with that brand. So I wanted you to share that with the group if you could.
Okay. Yeah. So the Militia brand came from the fact that we see the industries out there that we're in, and we felt like they were all in distress. A lot of, I guess you can say deception. People were more worried about the dollar than they were the people or the customers. So, we felt like the militia needed to be called in to fight for the families and for the people, which is where the name came from. And our logo, the bird, is the American bird, and it always faces away from the company because we're always looking over the people, never the company.
Yeah.
And that's really the impact that we want everybody to understand is our company's here for you, not the other way around. We don't care about the dollar on the back end. We just want to make sure that we're taking care of people.
Yeah, the with the right service, the revenue will come.
Correct. And then like you said, we started with Militia Protection, which is our home security and commercial security division. We expanded into our Aqua Refresh division, which is our home purification, water purification, reverse osmosis systems, and then our power division, which is the solar division. where we do generators, solar power, making sure that people are taken care of in all three of those aspects.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the home protection side of it. So, you guys, the technology has advanced so quickly in that industry. How does a company like yours take a client that may, say we agree to do business and you go secure my home today? How does your company continue to evolve with technology as quickly as it is, and making sure that 3 years to go we don't have an outdated system we have to completely update? How does your group do that? Because to me that's one thing that drove me away from my last company. Was it's a big name, big brand, which is great, but every time a little piece of technology changed, it cost me a lot of money. So how is your company adjusting in that ever changing world?
And if I had to relate that to something, it's almost like your everyday life. You live the freedoms and everything that you have today because we were overseas taking care of that for you. It's not something you had to worry about. Our company takes care of everything on the back end. We do the research. We do the adapting to the industry. We research all the panels. We make sure we have the latest and greatest technology. We take care of all that for you, so you don't have to worry about it. And then whenever you speak to us or one of our representatives at your home or your business, you have the comfort and the surety of knowing that not only are you dealing with a veteran-owned company that cares about you, but a company that's already done all the legwork to make sure that you don't have to worry about anything on the back end, that we have taken care of everything from the beginning.
All right, perfect. That's a great answer. The one question I still have is on the home security front. You have like we were speaking about the technology. What is the coolest technology change you've seen recently that maybe people aren't aware of? Maybe something that you, because of your knowledge base, because of your research, you found, and then you say, okay, now I want to get that as part of a value build for my customers. What's a cool new technology you got?
I honestly have to say the new smart analytical cameras are pretty fun to work with. They have the ability to distinguish what moved, not just false movements. They can control automation through the security system, like turning on and off lights, and we can actually program, like the lighting automations and stuff like that along with that to fit your individual need. One of our greatest success stories was helping a veteran that was 100% hearing loss, and we programmed lights on his house to flash in the event of an alarm. When we told his neighbors about it and everything else, he couldn't hear the light, he couldn't hear the sirens, so we had a light flashing in his bedroom, front porch, and driveway lights flashing in the event of an alarm, and everybody on the street knew that if his lights were flashing, he needed help.
Yeah.
So the ability to customize these smart homes to fit every individual need is by far the funnest and best part of our industry.
Yeah, we all have the story of our motion sensor going off for, I was in the corporate world, right? I had businesses and operations, and we have little motion sensors all over the building, and we'd go look for whatever it was that moved, and we would hear something, varmint of some kind scurrying around the warehouse, and guess what? It's waking me up at 4:00 in the morning so you guys have ways around that.
We do, yeah. It's all custom tailored to every individual situation. No family or no business is the exact same. Floor plans are different, lifestyles, tendencies, habits are all different. So we don't offer packages. We come in and we custom tailor your system to fit your individual needs and your family's needs. You can't protect every house the same way. And if you offer a one-size-fits-all package like most of the industry does, yeah, you're benefiting yourself as a company, but you're leaving the end consumer, the customer, the one that's being taken advantage of, is short. So
yeah. Well, one concern, as a consumer, right? So I have the same spending power that most have, right? So one of the things that concern me when I hear customization, my brain goes, God, that's going to be expensive. Right? When I hear custom, I'm like, oh no. So is that an accurate assessment or an assumption? I mean, maybe give, and I'm not saying dollar amounts because those dollars change from day to day, right? But, a percentage base, maybe this big name brand offered this for this amount and you were able to do similar but give value add in X, Y, and Z, right? So can you give any of those examples?
So the best part about what I love about our company is, one, we do have a low price guarantee, and we stand behind that across the board. It doesn't matter what company you're getting a quote from, we will beat it. right? Because at the end of the day, your family and your company deserves not only the best security, but the best protection at the same time for the best price, right? So at the end of the day, when you hear custom, people think expensive because they're thinking it's custom tailored. It's, it's a 3-piece custom suit kind of thing. When in all actuality, since our markups and everything are not 400% like some of these other companies are, we don't have to come in there and have that high markup. We come in, we use our expertise, our military defense training, perimeter defense training, stuff of that nature to build your home security system. At which point, since our markups aren't high, you can get 3 times the amount of equipment for the exact same price that you could get through a big box big box company. And it just towers over the ability using the exact same equipment or better equipment, but you get 3 times the amount for the same price. It's really no comparison. So what we always ask people to do is just let us show you, let us share our knowledge. If you choose to go with us, great. But if we at least share our knowledge with you, we've done our job. And that's all we could ask for.
Yeah, so I think, obviously we all have, we have contracts, right, with the big box groups that offer security services, and that's something we shop as those come open, right?
Right.
I think that's an automatic good time to get a hold of Militia Protection and Wesley to make sure that they can give them a different optional, a different option for a different package for a different price, and give them some value adds. What's another good time that you found where customers should call?
So you just touched on it. You said the magic word. You said contract. Our company offers no contract options, right? We don't want you to have to stay with us because we had to twist your arm in a 3 to 5 year contract like most companies. We want you to stay with us because we want you to stay with us, not because you have to or because you can't afford to leave. So at the end of the day, our company's motto is to keep you with us longevity through great customer service, good response times, and just excelling over the top in every aspect of the business. So we have no contract options and the ability to finance the equipment separate at extremely competitive rates. So at the end of the day, I said, if you allow us to come out and talk to you, or allow one of our representatives to come out and give you a custom design, the comparison is second to nobody, and we guarantee that you'll see the difference. And that's the biggest part, is making sure that family sees the difference in the value of their own family or business's safety.
Perfect. So no contract, right? And then the low price guarantee. So, I mean, if you are in that opportune time, whether you're moving to or from the community, you're moving homes, you're maybe buying rent houses, those kind of things where you're going through those transitions, or you have the opportune time, which is you're coming out of a contract with one of the big box carriers, it only makes sense to give them a shot, right? The worst scenario is you're educated.
Right.
and you can make a better informed decision on what to do with your home. And more than likely, when a consumer like myself goes down that path, I appreciate the education of it, right? We all go out and we Google search things and we look, okay, generically speaking, this is what I should pay. But when somebody comes in the home and they actually do the evaluation, okay, well, maybe it's 10% more than my assumption, but the peace of mind of making sure that I know, hey, I brought the right thing from the right people that took the time to educate me on what my expenses should be, and knowing that the next day, if we have another guy that comes along and says, hey, I can do it for cheaper, show me, prove it.
And the biggest thing is to remember is that no matter what sales is, no matter what's being sold to you, you have 3 business days right to cancel. Mm-hmm. Right? That's your federal law right to cancel. It's 100% reimbursable back to you. And the big thing is, and I caution families with this, is that nobody likes to be sold. People love to buy things. That's just, we love to shop. I mean, I love to shop. My fiance loves to shop, right? But nobody likes to be sold something, because when you get sold something, you get that feeling that you were taken advantage of, right? So when somebody comes out and you got all these people come into your house, you just bought a new house or whatever the case may be, you get all these sales pitches. Our company is strictly coming out to share knowledge. If you want us to do business with you, you got to ask us to help you. Like, we're coming out to help you share knowledge, not to what do I have to do to earn your business kind of aspect. Mm-hmm. So it's a different concept, and that's what we're trying to change, that industry standard to show people the value.
Yeah, understood. I completely agree with that direction, and it does make a difference, and people know the difference, right? in this area, we are not a bunch of dummies. We've been around long enough, and a lot of us, especially if you're a homeowner, have been through those parades, and that's not what we want when we feel. So appreciate that. All right. Let's talk a little bit really quickly about the water purification side of your business.
Okay.
So what is that? What are you offering? Why consider putting that into your home?
Yeah, the first concept of it came about when I was actually in a home helping a customer with their home security, and a water salesman knocked on the door. And I was like, okay, you mind if I kick back and listen? And I heard the sales pitch, and it just blew me away at how much that the price point was taking advantage of the homeowner. I didn't agree with it. So we started looking into it, we researched it. And our goal with this was, when we launched our division, was to be able to offer another way to potentially help people. The security side helps protect against physical burglary, fire, stuff of that nature. The water purification side helps protect your health and wellness. You may have too much chemicals coming into your house, or too much sediment carrying harmful bacteria to your house, through these water pipes. And a lot of people don't like me to say this, but it's at the end of the day, whenever you flush your toilet, it's essentially going back to the city. It's going through industrial-sized purifiers and then putting chemicals in it to kill any bacteria, and then coming right back to your house. And that's not exactly the best water you want to drink. So our system is designed to essentially purify and soften the entire amount of water going to your house, so you don't get those hard water spots, and then also to give you a better drinking water and cooking water system in your kitchen, where you can know that you go to Kroger, you buy 32 bottles of Kroger water for $3. That's essentially the type of water that would be pretty close, maybe not 100% accurate, but pretty close throughout the entire house. You get your high dollar Fiji water that's like $10 a bottle. That's what would be coming out of that reverse osmosis in your kitchen. So the amount of crystal clear, the alkaline water, just the health and wellness that comes behind it is astonishing, for people that may have skin issues or whatever. And then to help compensate everything, we always throw 5 to 10 years of free soaps on the back end, pure organic soaps and everything, to help you compensate the cost of the system. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to affect your budget. We want to help you. We want to help you stay safe, stay healthy, and live a nice, healthy life. That's the end goal.
Yeah, and my understanding is as well, the hard waters and the stuff maybe coming in from the city does have a negative impact on appliances as well. I mean, not only your health and wellness, but I've lived in cities to where dishwashers didn't quite last like they should have, or the refrigerator all of a sudden had some issues with flows. So,
and it's funny you say that. There's a couple new neighborhoods we've come across that the brand new refrigerators, appliances, dishwashers, stuff like that didn't make it first year. The water was so horrible it destroyed them. So obviously they have their Facebook neighborhood page, and everybody was talking about water, and we went out and started helping families, and people were just blown away by what we were capable of doing for the price point. So when they were getting quotes from other companies for $10,000, we were able to do it for $5,000.
Perfect.
50% less on cost, and it's the amount of expenditure that you're going to save over your monthly expenses whenever you let us come in and help you, coupled with the organic soaps that we give you for free on the back end. The monthly strain of finances doesn't really affect you, and that's the end goal, is to find ways to help people without it affecting their personal life and their finances.
Okay. Well, the third business that you shared with us is the solar side and kind of the power generation side. So, solar's here. It's here to stay. It's obviously going to be a big part of our future. But people are obviously putting the panels on the roofs and doing those kind of games to help, add value to, like you said, their bottom line at the end of the month, right?
Right.
So we got electric bill, and if you're selling back a certain amount back to the grid, well, your electric bill just went down by a ton. So, the solar system's advantages, disadvantages in that world. Is there something that you can share that communities that approve them, and then what does it usually take to install those, and what's best practices that you've learned in the time you've operated in that company?
So that's a broad area. I'll try and keep it as short as I can. there's no neighborhood that can tell you that you can't get solar,
Okay.
right? You're allowed to get solar on your house. The question that comes into play is, does your house benefit from solar? You could have any solar salesperson come out, and if that's all they are is a salesperson, they don't care how big your system is or how much it's going to help you. They just want you to sign on the line. I can't tell you how many times I've walked away from a house and told the family, don't get solar. Don't get it. Don't let anybody come in and sell you, right? Because your house just does not benefit from it, right? The way it's facing or whatever the case may be, your roof isn't big enough to support the power usage, or whatever the case may be. There's just so many aspects that go into it. Obviously, the government has that 30% tax credit, extended out through 2032 right now, where essentially your overall system price, you get 30% back through the government, which is a great program, right? But at the end of the day, it's a tax rebate. It's a tax credit that you have to file for on your taxes at the end of the year. So if you don't make enough money or contribute enough taxes with your current position or your employment, you may not be entitled to get all of it back. So there's a lot of stuff that you have to look at and be transparent with, and you can't just be a salesperson.
But that's the things you educate people through the process, right?
We have to, yes. Yeah. But the problem is, and the solar industry has gotten kind of a bad tangent on its name, is because the salespeople just care about selling. All they want you to do is sign. They don't care about the back end or how you're affected by it. We actually sit down with you. We go through the A to B. We lead you and hold your hand all the way to Z. And if there's something that doesn't benefit you, we tell you. The transparency is what most of our customers love about us. Is that we have no problem turning around a profit and loss sheet to you, because at the end of the day, if you can't trust us, we shouldn't be talking to you.
So in all three of these, so you've got Militia Protection, right? You got Militia Solar, and then what is the water arm?
Militia Aqua.
Militia Aqua. Okay. Do they each have independent websites, or how do you have those structured with the website side?
They do have independent websites, but they have a toggle at the top to cycle between the three branches of the company. Okay.
So you can understand all of it off of any of those. So Militia Protection.
If you're on Militia Protection at the top, there's a hyperlink for Militia Aqua and Militia Solar, and you can click on one to cycle between the web pages.
Oh, perfect. That's very well structured. Okay, so now I want to quickly get into a little bit about what I cherish the most about our wonderful community, and it's more of the give back, right? So, military veterans often keep that in-house, right? You contribute to each other's projects. My guess is you're no different. Is what give backs does Militia Protection, Militia Water or Aqua, and Militia Solar? What do you guys contribute to? How do you guys help our wonderful community?
So obviously the veteran community is a very tight knit community. Veterans look after veterans. We take care of each other. So we network with a ton of veteran owned businesses that are out there to make sure that when we need help with something that we're not licensed to do or whatnot, we contract it out to them. We volunteer certain things throughout the year. Like every year we go to the Veterans Cemetery over off of Veterans Memorial, and we contribute and donate our time to help, clean up the cemetery, put new mulch down around the trees, wipe down the headstones. It's a level of respect for our fallen heroes. But we do certain things like that throughout the year. We do certain events where we'll offer a free security system to a family in need. There's a ton of different things that we do, and I'm kind of going to draw a blank right now because you put me on the spot, but we're very big about giving back to the community. And then also our veterans themselves. 15 years ago when I got out, it was hard to transition back. And, veterans that are coming home and transitioning out of the military, we want them to know that they have a home with us. We're always hiring, and we always got our doors open. So if you want to continue to have that camaraderie and that same level of companionship that you had in the military, bring it on over to Militia Protection. We'll teach you how to make, a good living and take care of families and continue protecting in the process. And, it's all about giving back. Mm-hmm. And part of that is helping the veterans transition back home, helping out at the veteran cemetery, joining the Veterans Chamber of Commerce, different things like that. We find our ways to help.
Yeah, we've got Veterans Day around the corner, and this will actually be played on Veterans Day, and this is RadioKair's way to contribute, give back, showcase what our proud veterans do, what they've created now, right? So you're a success story. Some people, come back and struggle coming back into civilian life, right? And you hate to see it and you hate to hear about it. It does happen. So I do appreciate what you're doing to support those guys. Some of it is trying to find the right living for them and their families. Some of it is wrestling with some demons, right? There's a lot of different ways that our community contributes, but obviously not enough, right? Not enough. I've got a friend who has a nonprofit, and I think the stat is once every 22 seconds, 24 seconds, somewhere in that number, a veteran, chooses a different path and takes their own life, right? So I implore everyone to do what they can to support, especially around this time of year when Veterans Day is upon us, and make sure that we have their thoughts and pray for them and make sure that we understand what we do as a community and how we support them and vice versa. They've already given enough. They've sacrificed enough for us not to forget them when they need it. So I appreciate what your company's doing to support our vets.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is kind of where I wrap it up. Is there something that I forgot to ask, something else you wanted to disclose, something that maybe I didn't go down a path that you'd like to discuss?
You put me on the spot again.
Yeah.
Not really. Just the big thing is just letting people know that we're here to help.
Okay.
Our company can't send a bigger message. With all the deception that's out there in sales, with all the people that are out there to potentially take advantage of you, we try to be the light at the end of the tunnel, and if people can just see that from us, right, from reading our Google reviews or whatever the case may be, we just want people to know that there is a company out there. It's ran by veterans. It's operated by veterans. And at the end of the day, just like we chose to do in the very beginning, to make sure that you were safe and sound and living a peaceful life, we're trying to continue that in the industry we're in now. And if we can get that message out and just let people know that they have a company in corporate America that's on their side, that's the big thing. And, and I said it just then, it's our company slogan. I was in the Army, and our company offers an army of protection on your side.
I like it. That's great. That's great stuff. That's awesome. Okay, so most importantly, how do people contact you? How do people follow you? How do we engage with your company, with Militia Protection, with Militia Aqua? How do we go down that path to make sure we get a hold of Wesley Wood?
I am one of the owners, right? Okay. But you're more than welcome to reach out, and all of our representatives are capable of helping, not just myself. Okay. The main thing is our primary number, which is 832-906-SAFE. And that spells out 7233. But 832-906-SAFE. Okay. You can visit our website at militiaprotection.com. You can fill out a questionnaire there to get in contact with us.
The social media side, do you have it?
Social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. We have all of them up and going. We're going to be posting a lot of videos moving forward of how-tos and little tips and pointers for people.
How about this one?
That is upcoming.
Post this video?
I plan to, yes, sir. Most definitely.
So yeah, that's one of the things that RadioKair asks as well. We have our social media. Our big two are Facebook and YouTube. A lot of people are going to find this video through YouTube. So, and then we're going to share it on our Facebook. So we ask your company to follow us. We'll do the same for you. So we can share our friends, share our clientele, and make sure that we know we're referral partners of each other and why we support each other and those kind of things. So, Wesley, I appreciate your time.
It's been a pleasure. I really appreciate y'all taking the time to highlight myself and other veteran companies. It's amazing what you guys are doing.
Yeah, and so I told you it wouldn't be that bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Wesley, I appreciate it. Have a great day, and thank you again for your service, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.